Hi everyone, my name is Charlie Chun, expert dog trainer. The weather is getting warmer. It's the perfect time to do some spring cleaning. Cleaning not just around the house, but with our pets as well. Today we're going to talk about grooming tips for your dog, as well as how to clean your Halo collar. Enjoying the great outdoors is so easy with the Halo collar. With a wireless dog fence powered by real-time GPS, Halo collar lets your dog roam safely anywhere, like in your yard or at the park. And after some fun outside, your collar and your dog might need a little bit of cleaning. First, let's talk about how to clean your Halo collar. First, remove the Halo Pro case from the rest of the Halo collar. Simply undo the Velcro fasteners and carefully remove the case. There's no need to undo anything on the Halo collar itself. Next, run the case under cool to warm water. Using your fingertips or a soft cloth or sponge, gently wipe away any accumulated dirt. Do not use a brush, as this may scratch the transparent window where you view the collar's lights. Next, common dish soap and/or laundry detergent may be used. However, be sure to rinse your Pro case thoroughly so the chemicals do not irritate your dog's skin later on. You'll then want to air dry or blot the dry case with a soft all-cotton towel. Be careful to not scratch the transparent window. Lastly, reassemble the case on your Halo collar and enjoy. Let's talk about the best ways to groom your dog in the spring. Many dogs have fur, hair, or even a double coat. It's really important that you know which one your dog has. Once you're able to identify if your dog has hair, fur, or a double coat, then you'll have to bring the essential tools. Here I have a deshedder, I have a slicker brush, a regular brush, and then I have a metal brush. All these different ones can help to detangle, deshed, or comb out your dog's hair. I have Gustav here. Gustav has fur and he also has a double coat. This means I would not want to shave him under any circumstances. Dogs' fur or hair acts as their regulation system, so it's very hard for them to regulate their body temperature if their coat gets messed with. So I'm gonna show you how I groom Gustav. He's a dog that usually needs to be given a bath about every 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how dirty he gets. And I like to use first a deshedder, and then I will use the brush and slicker brush. When you're using a deshedder, this is something that you have to be very careful with. You don't want to do this more than once or maybe twice a week if your dog is really shedding, and you want to go in short strokes. You don't want to go in long strokes, and you definitely don't want to press really hard. You're going to do short, even strokes all the way down the dog's coat. As you can see, Gustav loves his grooming time. Very nice. Obviously, in patches where the skin is exposed, you don't want to push super hard. I actually tend to avoid his stomach area, and if I have to go on his legs, I go very light. And then even on his chest and his armpits, I go very light. Then I'll push a little harder as we get into the hair, and then softer as I get to the skin parts. Good boy. So after I do the deshedder, then I will take the comb, and this gets any extra loose hair. It's not really gonna pull any hair out. Good boy. And then after that, I'll do the slicker brush, and this just makes it very nice and shiny. It's a nice little after detail that you don't necessarily have to do, but it makes the dog look really nice and shiny. When you're doing the slicker brush, you can do long strokes. You're just trying to pull any dander or loose hair away from the coat. Very nice. Very handsome. Good job, buddy. Obviously, Gustav loves being groomed. I've worked really hard so that he trusts me during this process. He didn't always like to be brushed. How I worked on it was I used treats and I went very slow, and I just helped condition him to these brushes. Sometimes conditioning just means you bring it near the dog as they're eating food or as you're giving them treats and slowly brushing them. A lot of people will try and expedite the process, and instead of going slow, they brush really hard or they brush really fast, just trying to get it over with. So really try to make sure you take it slow and go at your dog's pace. Now I wanted to talk to you about Paws and Nails. As we all know, this is probably the thing that your dog hates the most as part of their grooming routine. This is something that you're probably gonna have to really practice with conditioning. It took me about 4 months to get Gustav comfortable with me trimming his nails. I like to use the nail grinder because I feel like it really helps with building that bond, and it's a slower process. It's also a lot more difficult to actually hit their quicks in their nails. So this is a nice, slow process for the dog that's a little bit safer. For me anyways. A lot of other people, they will want to use a nail clipper, but up to you. This is a quicker process than the nail grinder, so if you feel like you are capable of doing so, definitely give it a try. When working, whether with the grinder or with the nail clippers, you want to do it nice and slow, and again, it is a bonding process for you and your dog. I do suggest using treats, and as simple as asking for a paw first, then slowly messing with their nails, messing with their paws, then you can slowly introduce by simply just touching it up to their hand. Not necessarily clipping, not grinding right away. When you're working with dogs' nails, it's important to know where the quick is. That's gonna be the most important part. If you have any questions about nail trimming or grooming with the paws, definitely consult your vet or a groomer. The last thing to do with some dogs' feet, a lot of times our dogs' feet get cracked, they're walking on asphalt, they're hiking, they're walking on dirt. It's very common that their feet can get dry, or their paws or their pads. If this is so, there are definitely lotions and balms that you can use, and all you do is you just wipe it on the bottom, allow it to sit for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then your dog's paws are good to go. Spring is a wonderful time to start acclimating and conditioning your dog to booties since the temperature is so mild. Get your dog conditioned to booties now. That way, if you live in a place where you have really hot weather, you're not gonna have to worry about their paws burning on asphalt. Your dog's nose has the same type of skin as their paws. So if you have a paw soother, most likely you can also use it on the dog's nose. It's important to keep the nose moisturized as they use this every single day, and it's an important part of how they see and how they function in everyday life. Ears are another essential part of your dog's grooming routine. Before you clean your dog's ears, it would be important to consult your vet. That way you know the anatomy of the ear and to make sure that you're doing it correctly. When you clean your dog's ears, you can use a soft towel, soft paper towel, or even a Q-tip. The other thing to check out for your dog's ears is for mats behind them. This is a very common spot where people miss brushing or they miss grooming because they simply don't see it. That's gonna be right behind the ear, between the bottom of the ear and the neck. Check this spot for mats to make sure your dog is as comfortable as possible. With your dog's eyes, you might notice some seasonal allergies coming along with the springtime. You can use eye drops that you get from the vet, or you can simply just take a nice soft paper towel and take a little bit of water and just dab away and try and get the eye crusties away from their face. When brushing your dog's teeth, it's important to know what equipment to have, that way you're doing it properly. Using a toothbrush is wonderful, you just want to make sure it's the correct size for your dog. Obviously, Gustav is a big dog. I'm not going to be using a tiny little brush. I would opt for a bigger brush. Different supplies that you can use to actually clean your dog's teeth. I love to use coconut oil or Kids Minty toothpaste because it doesn't have xylitol or fluoride. You want to steer clear of these chemicals as they are toxic to dogs. Again, this is probably something that might take a little bit of conditioning. They do make flavored toothpastes. I don't know how much it'll help with your dog's breath, but it does help with the cleaning. If your dog struggles with you actually putting an object in their mouth, you can use a finger bristle. It's something that just coats your finger, you put it in their mouth, and it's like a little finger glove. To help supplement your dog's diet to help strengthen their teeth, you can give them apples or strawberries. Both are great natural cleaners. This spring, we shouldn't be afraid to let our dogs or our halo collars get dirty. Enjoy some peace of mind knowing that you've got some spring cleaning skills and that your dog is protected by the most accurate GPS fence and dog tracking technology around. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Charlie Chun, and I'll see you next time.